Well, Russ, a win. It feels like that's been coming for a long time now.
Yeah, really pleased. I'm knackered, so sorry. Really pleased. I thought the boys were great. I thought the first half, strangely enough, the performance wasn't as good as it has been the last few weeks. But we knew that Gillingham would make it really difficult. But I felt we let them dictate how the game went a little bit too much. We didn't have as much control as I would have liked. But that's me being really picky. They done the ugly side of the game really well. Defended the box fantastically. Limited them to very little. Defended set pieces really well. Gave away too many free kicks in dangerous areas, no doubt. And then we scored and we got a little bit anxious, which I understand. I said that to the guys at half time. We haven't been in that position in the league. So I said at half time they had a choice to make, whether they turn it into a game they can really enjoy, or it ends up like the first half and it gets anxious, becomes horrible. But I thought they were brilliant. I'm so proud of the players for the performance they put in the second half. I think we had 4 one-on-ones with their goalkeeper. They end up the game with 1 shot on target again. Complete dominance in the second half. And the end of the game was what they deserved. They deserved to enjoy the ball. They deserved to make the other team work for it. And they got it back really quickly. And as I said, my only frustration really is that we didn't score more goals. I'd have loved to score more goals. I think they deserved it. But again, that's me being really picky and being a bit demanding of the players. So it's the start. It's our first win. We're off and away, and we need to make sure it's the start of something, and that we keep that going, keep the performance levels up. And I said to you, if we did that, I was confident that wins were going to come, and it did, and they thoroughly deserved it today.
Is it a weight off your mind now, having that first one out of the way?
Well, I'm hoping it can relax it. I've been fairly relaxed all the way along. I said to you, I trust in what we're doing. I believe in what we're doing. We've got a group of players and staff that really believe in what we're doing. They've been really frustrated, so I hope they lose a bit of that frustration and it relaxes them a little bit. And I'm sure it will, and I'm sure it will relax everyone else outside of the building as well a little bit. So, but we have to make sure that we make this count. We got 2 really important away games coming up, and we need to make sure level of performance continues, and we need to make sure we keep getting points on the board.
Terrific start to Cameron Jerome's MK Dons career, wasn't it?
Yeah, I told you. I know what Cammy brings. He's not lost. You can see that he's not lost any of his pace and power. He's fantastic in the dressing room with his commitment to what we're doing, and that's what's brought him here. You know, he was really interested in the project, in what we're trying to do, and he'll add a huge amount. And he got a goal today. I think in another 2 games he finishes his second half chance, but his legs were starting to tire a little bit because he hasn't played for so long. So we have to manage a lot of these guys. Louis Thompson, Scott Fraser were fantastic, but they're still getting up to speed, as is Cammy. But I thought Cammy was great, and Colton. Again, just disappointed for Colton. He didn't have a goal or 2 because he deserved it. So they're going to be a real handful. And then Joe Mason and Steve as well, 2 different players. This gives us real strength and depth. So really pleased with them.
We mentioned him a little bit last week, the impact Scott Fraser's had on your side. He looks like he can thread the ball through an eye of a needle. Yeah,
some of his passing was outstanding. He's got real clarity in what we want from him and where other people are on the pitch. Fantastic footballer. He knows where I feel he needs to improve, and he's doing that, trying that every single day. Because I really feel I said to you, without putting any pressure on him, he can be one of the best midfielders in the league. There's no doubt about it. Got fantastic attitude and commitment to what we're doing, and he knew that coming here we play a certain way that really suits him, and that's why he came here over other teams. And he's been so frustrated over the start, and he's got real ambition to kick on and improve and play at the highest level. And if we can improve in the areas we discuss and he agrees, then he'll have a chance, as will a lot of the players here. But we need to make sure they're playing well consistently week in, week out, and keep improving and keep driving them. But for sure, if we keep getting him in a position, he's going to create chances, no doubt.
As a defender yourself, you must have been really pleased with how your back 5 stood up, and I don't remember Lee Nichols having to make a save.
No, I think they had 1 shot on target, so we limited another team to that. Really pleased with them. I thought the way they defended their box today, there was a real determination, desire. I thought there was a marked improvement. It's something we've worked on a lot this week and the week before. So delighted for them. I thought Dino, Kesey and George and Lee were excellent. Dave Kasumi was great for them. Jordan Houghton, when he came on, to a man, I thought they were great, as I said, and they take so much They have so much courage in the way we're trying to play out and build up, and against a lot of pressure today. Really aggressive press from Gillingham, and they're so brave to do it, and I don't take that for granted at all. I'm so grateful for that, and I'm pleased for them because they deserve a clean sheet. You limit a team to one shot on target or whatever it was, then you hope that it keeps you a clean sheet. And I said to you before, it's going to be really important. Everything we do with the ball is based off of that, and I'm glad as a team they kept a clean sheet today.
I mean, looking down this team sheet, there's barely a name on there that didn't have a great game today. I thought Daniel Harvey was another. Well, he looks like he's coming out of his shell.
Yeah, definitely. He's getting better every week. He came back from the last international break not in great shape physically or mentally, tired from the game. So, but he's come back this time much better, really confident, looks really good, and he grew into the game again today. And I think we just need to tell Danny and make sure he believes it, how good he can be. You know, he's still settling in. He's come to a new level. It's a step up for him, no doubt. So of course there's still a little bit of fear and trepidation and a bit of doubt. It's human nature. It's natural. But I have to keep making him believe because he can be very, very, very good. And he's playing a position that really suits him. Some of his delivery today in the final third, driving with the ball, was the exact reason we signed him. And he's really, really showing. And we've got, as you said, you know, if you look at the team sheet, there's so much strength in depth now. Look at the bench. It's fantastic. Jordan Houghton, Bailey Cargill, all these guys, Warren, Lass, that have been great since they've come in. Mace. So we look around now and there's real quality, real strength, and people you trust. So that's really important. We're going to need every single one of them. And you look at the way the bench celebrates the goal, the way they're shouting encouragement to their teammates. I'm proud of that. That means a hell of a lot to me. And we need to continue that as a squad and a group for the rest of the season.
And it's a massive week coming up, isn't it? With 2 tough away days on the horizon. It's a great way to start it off.
Yeah, definitely. I said that to guys. We need to make sure it is the start of us going on a run. We need to make sure we continue performances. 2 tough away games now, no doubt, against teams who both like to play. So it's going to be a different game to today, I think, both of them. But we need to make sure we focus on us, analyse this game. Nothing ever changes. Not too high, not too low. Ignore the noise. Concentrate on us, and make sure we're ready for the next game, which is Oxford on Tuesday.
Speaking of ignoring the noise, there was a little bit of backlash from some of the supporters yesterday after deadline day and letting Sam Nombe go away to Luton. I suppose ultimately the best answer is what you can put out on the pitch.
Yeah, I understand it. Like, I completely understand it because a lot gets said in the longest transfer window ever. It was outrageously long. We lost players that fans don't want to lose. I don't want to lose some of them. But when I talk about, and I'm boring myself with it, the process that comes into recruitment, it comes into how we play, it comes into what we do off the pitch, and I trust that. And we have so much conversation. We're really clear on. I'm really clear on what I feel the football club needs, what we need as a group, and how we can improve it. And everyone we brought in improves us. There's no doubt about it. We can't. There's no such thing as a like-for-like replacement. Scott Fraser comes in to replace Alex Gilbert. They're completely different players. But Scotty probably suits what we're doing more than Alex did. You know, Sam is the same. Sam replacing Cammy with Steve and Cammy is, I feel it's the right way to go. And it's not Sam was great. His attitude was fantastic. He had a chance to go and play in a higher league, so he's done it, and we're not left any weaker for it, in my opinion. And ultimately, I'll be judged on that. I'll be judged on who comes in, who comes out, how they perform. They'll be judged on it. And I'm comfortable with that, completely comfortable with that. I said yesterday how I felt about the window. I meant it. Put into context about selling players. I don't want to sell players, but as I said, it's if we're doing it and doing it regularly, and it helps the football club be sustainable, it helps us reinvest into the squad, then brilliant. We're doing something right. And ultimately, we need to make sure we attract the right players to come in and replace those. So we have a short-term plan, long-term plan, and we need to make sure that everything's done with real strategy, with real clarity, and we're not based on emotion week in, week out. We're not based on emotion through the transfer window. And we have to justify what we've done. It's as simple as that. I said to you about some of the players we lost. Yeah, we have to do that. It's been a global pandemic. You know, the business is the business, and it's funded the football for as long as it works together. It's not separate, it works together. So for us, sometimes we need to help them out as well. And it's been a tough time for everyone. That's why to put stuff into context throughout the whole window when the landscape's changed completely from week to week, from day to day, it's really difficult. But the feeling I get at the end is I'm happy with the squad I've got, and that's the thing that matters. And we need to make sure we justify that now. And I hope, despite how people feel about it, they understand it, and they continue to support us how they have, because they've been fantastic since I've taken over as manager. They've been fantastic since I came in as a player.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Was it pleasing to move quickly after it became clear that Sam was leaving to get Steve in?
Yeah, I think so, and you have the succession plan. You know, we knew something might come at some point. We're surprised by how late it happened, so we thought it might have gone away. But we have to have a list of targets ready. We have to know what we want, and that's the beauty in a process that is talked about and discussed for a long time, and clear and agreed in what we're doing. So yeah, we were ready for it. It was a bit of a surprise, but we had to be ready, and we were, and we got the one in that we wanted to.
Is it kind of a relief as well to move on from transfers for a little while until January?
Yeah, I can't wait to stop talking about it after today, but I'm sure it's only 9 weeks away, so we'll be talking about the next one really soon.
Always the way, isn't it?
Exactly.
In terms of the context of today's game, you said that there was a bit of nerves after the goal went in. How good was it to see them sort of go away with the goal straight after half-time?
Yeah, brilliant. And we spoke about it at half-time. And I'm not surprised. This group are incredible at taking on information and detail, and it was kind of felt like we just had to get to half-time so we could have a chat and clear a few things up and help them out a little bit. And they take the information on so well. The group they learn so quickly, and we need to get to a point where we don't need to wait till half-time, that we can recognise it, that they can recognise it as a group, what needs to happen. I think they did. They knew. They were getting frustrated with themselves late on in the first half. So half-time came at a good time for us, no doubt. And the way they take on information, the stuff that we show, whether it's a video, whether it's a chat, we have so much communication. It's paid off today, so I'm really pleased with them.
Sure. Thanks, Ross.
No problems.
First start for Cameron Jerome today. Him and Morris together caused a lot of problems for Gillingham. You must be so pleased that they gelled so quickly today.
Yeah, they know each other, so it helps that they had a relationship at Norwich. Carlton was quite young when Cammy was there. But they've got a good relationship already. You could see that, no doubt about it. They're going to be the 4 we have now. We can really mix things up. We've got 4 different players. I think Cammy will help take some pressure off Carlton for sure. I think that really helps Carlton. And Cammy's been impressed by the improvement Carlton's made since he last worked with him. So I think they're both excited to work with each other, as is Steve. Speaking to Steve Walker this morning when he's here, he can't wait to work with players like Cammy Jerome, Richard Keogh. He spoke about them really in glowing terms. Carlton as well, he knows all about. Joe Mason. So these guys have all got pedigree, and he needs to keep showing week in, week out. And they've got to fight to make sure they hang on to the shirt, those two, because they got 2 behind them. Joe Mason come on, had a great chance, so clever. So there's real depth and quality there. I'm really pleased with that department.
Steve Walker, Andrew Fisher joining quite late last night. Any chance of seeing them in the coming week?
Yeah, I think so. I think Steve's played for Middlesbrough and a couple of friendlies recently whilst the international break was on. He's come back more of a man for sure, physically and mentally, more mature. He was so young when he came in the first time round. I think he was still a second-year scholar. So, yeah, looking forward to having them both involved. Whether they'll be involved Tuesday or not, we'll have to wait and see for Monday. And the guys who played today were fantastic. So, yes, some tough decisions for me now, and it's really difficult when you feel so connected to the group personally, emotionally. So some tough decisions, but it's good. It's great to have that depth and strength.